I'm Eddie Cannell.
And I'm Tom Cannell.
Welcome, everyone. This is the Mortgage Brothers podcast show. In today's episode, we are answering a question, which was, what are the top 5 things you need to know before you apply for a mortgage to purchase a home?
Wow. Okay, so this is purchase. This is not refi. This is
Yeah.
the 5 top things to know before applying for a purchase loan.
That's right. So we will have another podcast answering the 5 top things you need to know when you refinance, but this is for purchasing.
For purchases. Okay. All right.
And we want to make this simple. And we do this every day, but it was interesting as we were preparing for this podcast, we really had to think about it. Isn't that funny? Like we actually had to sit down, and I think we probably spent a half hour.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no, this is the first one. No, this is the second one. No, let's put this in. No, let's put that one in.
Right. And then meanwhile, we get a couple of borrowers that actually call, and they're asking this exact same scenario. Like these.
That's
questions.
right.
Yeah.
Well, we were preparing for the podcast. You got a couple calls, and it's just the right.
Yeah. Right.
These
there.
are the things they should have known.
All right. Well, let's jump in. What is the first and biggest thing? Period.
We decided it is know your credit. And what does that mean?
Right. It's not just a score. We're going to ask you for, for the score. Different people know their score, after buying a car or applying for a Best Buy card. So most of our borrowers know what their scores are, but probably even more importantly is know about behind the credit. What's driving the credit score?
Yes.
Are there lates? Have there been short sales? Have there been foreclosures? Have there been, XYZ? That's
right. You don't want to be calling and having the lender tell you what your credit is or what's really what's inside of your credit report. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be surprised.
Yeah.
That's a really good idea to take a look at it yourself before.
Yeah. And again, 99% of our borrowers always know their score. 98% of them typically know about their credit events. There are those that every once in a while, at the end of the application, I forgot, I was, my previous wife, had a car and it was late.
Yeah. And I'm going to add in there too. I mean, knowing your credit is also knowing that you just applied for a car loan yesterday.
Yeah. Right.
Or you just got an appliance, or you just applied for something. These things. This is knowing your credit, is knowing how it's going to report.
Perfect. Okay, what's next?
Okay, know your debt. Now the debt is going to, it's not just debt that's going to show up on your credit report, because we are going to see debt on your credit report, and in fact that's most of our files, right? We get the monthly payments that show the reported.
And for our audience, because sometimes debt, I think 98% of the population knows what debt is, but there are some that don't know. It's just monthly payments, monthly obligations.
Now, debt is also going to, in this case too, is knowing, do you owe anybody money that we're going to, part of the underwriting process when you get a loan, a mortgage loan for a home purchase, the underwriters are digging up this information. They're going to find out if you have tax liens. Do you own do you have a solar panel loan? Do you have stuff that's not, and those things oftentimes will not show up on a credit report.
Right.
You have a judgment.
Paying, an aunt or an uncle off on some student loans that they helped you with and making a $200 monthly payment. Guess what? Underwriters see that in your bank statements.
Yeah.
They'll ask, why is there a recurring $200 payment? So know your debts. When I said monthly payments that go towards loans, not cell phone bills, utility bills,
right.
Starbucks and whatnot, but those are just monthly payments for loans.
So when you call us or any lender, right, anybody who's putting together your file, if you know your monthly payments, that's awesome. I mean, when I ask a borrower, they'll ask me, well, what do you think I qualify for? And I'll say, well, give me the total monthly debt of everything that will show up on your credit report, loan payments. What are they? And people, a lot of times, catch them off guard, and they have to really think hard what those are. If you call a lender and you actually know what that total is, you're way ahead.
Yeah, right. And I go into it, and borrowers ask me, I say, car loans, boats, RVs, student loans, private loans, alimony, child support payments. I mean, there is a litany of things. So if you can be thinking about that before the call, that just helps, you save time ultimately.
That's
Okay.
right.
What's
Okay.
next?
Know your down payment. Now, what does that mean? Know your down payment.
Yeah, we almost said know your money, but that didn't quite encapsulate what we wanted.
Yeah, because this is about the 5 tips that you need to know, right? The 5 top things you need to know before you apply for a mortgage to purchase a house. So it's all about the down payment,
Yeah.
when it comes to the money.
Mm-hmm.
And where is your money coming from? What are the sources of the down payment?
Right.
Checking,
Oh well.
savings.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be selling my Aunt Jill's chandelier that she gave my mother, and it's an antique chandelier for 4,000.
Yes.
Guess what? It's wonderful that you have your aunt chandelier and it's worth 4,000, but we can't use that money.
Yep.
So knowing where it's from.
Yeah, this morning I had a call. Borrower said, I purchased some tickets for a friend, and then it was kind of a vacation on my credit card, and she just reimbursed me. So I have this, my down payment's coming from checking and savings plus this $3,000 deposit I'm getting from my friend. Very important that she told me that.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
we would have had that. That takes days to get ironed out in the
Right.
underwriting process.
I got a call actually today, and he had about $35,000 for the down payment, all in baseball cards.
No way.
Very expensive, valuable set of baseball cards. But again,
Really?
yeah,
We always
very,
talk
very.
about those examples of the chandelier. I mean, you just said the
Yeah, no,
chandelier,
yeah,
but
I, I,
baseball
sh-
cards.
I should have said baseball cards. That just happened. But anyway, there was 401k involved. There was baseball cards, and then there was cash.
Yeah,
So anyway, so
and
no,
a gift. If we're gonna get a gift,
yeah,
know that you're gonna be getting a gift. We gifts from relatives are absolutely acceptable. I'm not sure if you mentioned, if we had mentioned that, but
I don't think we had. Yeah, and also cash is king, except for when you buy a house.
yep,
So again, know where your money is. It cannot be under your mattress.
yep,
This
no
is
cash.
the only time it's not good. It needs to be seasoned. So you can put it in your a mattress as long as you buy a home 2 or 3 months later.
Right. If you
No,
do have cash, deposit it into your checking account or savings and let it sit there for 2 months. And now you've got verifiable funds.
Right. I think I said it backwards. I think I said put it on your mattress. I meant take it out of your mattress. Okay. All right. So that is know your down payment.
Yeah.
What's next?
Make sure your employment is in order. I mean, this
Okay.
is a really big one. So now that we have your credit, no matter how great your credit is, no matter how much money you have, all sitting there ready to be deployed,
Yeah.
are you moving?
Right.
Is your job transferring?
You have no idea how lucky you are to be talking to me. I am starting a new business. I'm working for myself. I'm going to be making at least $100,000. Okay, that's self-employment. Knowing your employment.
Yeah.
Going to self-employment after W-2 job, those are not not possible immediately. So
We have another podcast that talks about that, but that's a classic. Someone's been a doctor. I don't care if you've been a doctor for 30 years. If you open your practice, now, and you want us to give you credit for that income and the past income, we can't. You have to be a doctor, self-employed, showing your tax returns and all that. So that's knowing your employment.
Right. Even if you make $500,000 a year,
Right.
doesn't that matter?
Even right. Even no matter how much money you've made in the past, and no matter how, absolutely. Borrower couple, as far as knowing your employment, I had a borrower recently. They were working remotely, but they didn't want their employer to know that they were buying a house in Scottsdale. So, that's part of knowing your employment. What is your employer? Does your employer know you're moving? Does your employer know you're going to be here and all that? We have another podcast. We talked about that, but
we talked about that a lot with COVID. There were people that were allowed to work remotely temporarily, but what we needed in that case was a permanent working remotely. So knowing the employment, knowing what the employer is going to say when we do the verification of employment, very, very important. Okay, what's the last one?
Know the type of property you want to purchase. Do you want to purchase land and build?
Right.
Or do you want to buy a manufactured house? Do you want to buy, condo, townhouse?
Right. Yeah, that sounds awfully basic, but no, you'll be amazed. Location and in type of home. Those again seem simple, but they're not. There's little variances. It's just a multifamily. We can lend up to 4 units. Is it 5 units? We can't do five, but we can do four. We can do three, two, one. So know the property that you want.
Right.
Okay.
So if you put together, if you know your credit, you know your debt, you know your down payment sources really well, you have all that situated, you know your employment really well, and you know the property type you want, and you call a lender like us, I mean, you are way ahead of most borrowers, and you will
Oh,
be
way ahead. Way
in.
ahead.
I think that you'll find the process is much smoother for you, a lot less headaches.
I think that's it. That was a top 5 things to know when applying for a purchase loan.
That's
So,
right.
so hopefully this was helpful.
Okay, if everyone likes what we're doing here, subscribe to the channel, do the thumbs up, click the notification button, and let us know if you have any questions, all right?
Okay.
Take care,
Thank you,
everyone.
folks.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to the Mortgage Brothers podcast. Please let us know if you have any questions you'd like us to answer. You can email your questions to team@azmortgagebrothers.com, and be sure to ask us for a free quote on your next mortgage. We'll be sure to give you personalized service and help you through the whole process.
Signature Home Loans, LLC, does not provide tax, legal, or accounting advice. This material has been prepared for informational purposes only. You should consult your own tax, legal, and accounting advisors before engaging in any transaction. Signature Home Loans, NMLS 1007154, NMLS number 210917 and 1618695, Equal Housing Lender.